Hello, today I'm going to go over the updates that have been made to the Showrooms feature of the VNTANA platform. So starting off at the dashboard of your organization, you can come over here and click the Showroom button. This will take you to the same page that we've always had, where you can see the list of all the showrooms that you've already created, as well as come over here and add a showroom. So we're going to start off by creating a showroom to see all the new features that we've enabled. So to start off, you can give it a name. We'll just call this demo. You can create or apply tags. These are different than the tags that we've always had on the platform. The tags that have always been on the platform are tied to products and have a folder level scope. So a tag in one folder is not accessible to another folder. These ones are going to be tied to the showroom that you apply them to and are actually organization level. So I'm not going to add any tags right now, but you can do that. You can also upload a logo. This would be basically the thumbnail for your showroom. I'm just going to upload one of our VNTANA logo. And then you can come down and you can make some edits to the actual showroom layout. So previously, the showroom just always showed 4 products per row. Now you can edit it and it can be 3 products, 4 products, or 5 products. I'm going to leave it at 3 for now. You can edit the text color. And you can just see here, it's going to be a hex value, or you can just use the color picker. I'm going to leave it at black for now. You can also set the font family, but our default is always going to be Roboto. And then you can also make some adjustments to the background. So you can set a background color if you want. Again, it's a color picker, or if you have a specific hex value, you can enter that in there. And you can even set the color of a divider. We'll show you what dividers are, but that's for grouping products to sit together. You can also upload a background image. I'm going to upload one again. Same, just going to be our logo, so it's not going to be a great background cover or image, but you can set it to be cover. This means it's going to cover the whole background just once. You can set it to contain, which means that it's only going to show up in the amount of space that it actually takes up on your screen, so there could potentially be a lot of white space. And then tile, which of course means it's just going to tile it across the full needed background. I'm going to set it to tile. Now down here, this is pretty similar to how it was with the previous showrooms. You can search by a keyword, which could be the name of the product. You could search by attributes, tags, description, etc. You can also specify by searching for tags. This is potentially confusing, but this is the tags. These are the tags that are specific to products. So these are not the same tags that are up here. As I said, these ones are for showrooms. You want to do a search by a product that a tag has. And then you can also indicate which folders specifically you would like to look in. For the purposes of the demo, I'm just going to go ahead and select all the ones that are available here. And now over here, you can do a couple of extra things from what we used to allow for the showrooms. So first of all, I'm going to go ahead and just reorganize. You can just grab and drag and move them into the order you want. I'm going to put these all into the same order. And then the next thing you can do, you can actually select and group products. So I'm going to create a group with those and create a group with those. I'm going to name this one jackets and this one joggers. I'm going to add a bottom divider here. This is where the divider color comes in. You can indicate what that color will be. And now the way that this is going to end up, you will have 2 different groups, a group of jackets and a group of joggers. And so what this means is that as it's going through and dividing the products up by row, if you have a group of products, it will make sure that only those groups or only the products in that group are going to show up on a particular row until you've moved on to either the next group or just the next empty or solo file. You do not actually have to have everything in a group. You could have a group of just the joggers, and then all of the jackets could be individual. And in that case, they would just show up for, so you would have, because I'm doing 3 products per row, you would just have 3 of them and then the next one on the next line. It's technically what it's going to look like here anyways, because of the fact that I've grouped both of them, but just know that you don't have to make sure everything is in a group. So I'm going to come up here, you can go to preview and you can actually see what it's going to look like before you finalize it and save it. And as you can see, we have our groups. So the first group, we have joggers. And as I mentioned before, we're doing 3 products per row. You can do 4 or 5, which would have worked perfectly for this particular group. But because we're doing 3, it'll put 2 on there, and instead of applying the next product, which would be the first jacket, to the same row over here, because it's a different group, it's going to start a new row and it will put all of the jackets into that row. So the groups will stay together. It's a way of keeping them in one section so that again you don't have a random product filling up a space, and also so that the order of the product stays somewhat consistent so that all the jackets are together and they don't get mixed in with the joggers. Additionally, as you can see, I left the text here black. I could have changed that to be white given the fact that I set my background color to be a bluer color, which doesn't sit well with black text. As so, you can adjust these types of things and make it look the way you want, make it easy on the eyes to read. But I'm going to go ahead and create this because I'm happy with it. Now, the new view when you're actually looking at a product, so I'm going to actually go back here. This is the demo that we just created. You can see the logo that I added to it. I'm going to click into it, and this is the new view that you see. So it's going to reflect the styling that you added, but you will also be able to see the attributes for products and the SKU or the product ID for the product, when the product was created, etc. And you can come down and see this one. The jackets only have one attribute. The joggers have two attributes. That'll be important for share links when I discuss that. You can take a look at an individual product at any time by clicking on the UUID, and it'll bring you right to it. I'm just going to go back to the demo though. The next important new feature are share links. So previously you could come up here and just click copy showroom link. And what this would do is just simply give a view of the showroom. We've left this intact, but it's not going to retain any of the styling choices that you've made. This is the old way of showing a showroom, and this is still available if you just need to get an embeddable share link to share with people, but you don't want to have to invite them to anything. So this will not maintain order, it's not going to maintain the groupings, and it's just going to simply show the attributes that they have. If there are more than, in this case, 2, it'll be a scrollable area and you'll be able to see all of them. And it's a good showroom, but it's a simple one, just a quick and easy one that you can do to share with your team. However, the new way that we are handling it are these share links. So what you would want to do is when you first created a showroom, you come up here and you can hit add share link. Now you're going to add a customer. I'm once again just going to call this demo. The idea behind these share links would be you would create a share link for an individual vendor. And so you would put in the vendor's name here, and then you could add their logo. I'm again just going to add our own logo, and then you can add an expiration date for this. So what this means is that you're inviting a vendor who might want to look at the various products that you have in your showroom and place orders. I'm going to talk about order counts some more in a little bit, but this is the idea behind share links. It's not meant for people that are actually being invited to your organization. It's meant for the individual vendors that you are going to be interacting with the products that you've created without having to actually give them access to your organization on the platform. So you can set, like I said, an expiration date. I'm just going to set this for May 1st. And then you can come over here and indicate up to 10 attributes. So as I mentioned before, one of the product groups, the joggers, have 2 attributes, both of these, and then the other one only has 1 of these. So this is going to show all of the keys from those attributes that are unique from all products that have been added to the showroom. They don't all products don't necessarily have to have all of these keys, and if they don't have it but you've selected it here, it just simply won't show it. So in this case, I'm going to select both of them, and then I'm going to click save. Now I've created this share link, but it's just kind of an empty share link. It doesn't necessarily do anything until you've done 2 things. First, you have to publish it. In order for anybody to be able to view this share link, it has to be published. The next thing is you have to actually add users to it. So as I mentioned, the idea behind this is to add vendors who can look at the products and place orders in terms of indicating an order count. They're not actually placing an order and buying anything. It's simply just indicating to you their interest in ordering a certain amount of that product. So you would come down here and you would add a user. This is where you will actually tie a user to the share link and actually send an email to them. The way that this is going to work is that it will send them an email almost identical to if you were just simply inviting a user to your organization, which would give them, access to viewing the dashboard, viewing all the products that are in it, viewing the showrooms and all of that stuff. But it's a customized view of the platform that just simply shows the showroom that you've created this share link for. So you can indicate their name, their email, you can select a role. There are two roles: viewer, which just gives them permission to view the showroom, and then editor, which does allow them to actually edit these order counts. So I'm going to actually go to this other demo that I've already got set up. It's very similar, and show you we've got this share link here, and I've added myself just as a demo. You can see their invitation status. You can see that they've accepted it, the role, editor, and then you can also revoke access if you wish to. So I am going to open up what this view looks like. So in order for a user that has been invited to a share link to access this, they will actually just go to the same URL effectively that you go to view your organization. They would just come up here to platform.ventana.com/demo, which would be the organization slug that your organization has. In my case, it's demo. It's going to prompt them for the same sign-in screen that you would see. They would sign in with whatever credentials they put in when they accepted the invitation. And instead of it bringing them to the dashboard that you would normally see, it would bring them directly to this. They would see the showroom with the styling that you've added. There would also be, if you've added a logo for them, it would show up here. The groups are, again, grouped. You can see jacket group, joggers group. You can see the attributes here, like MSRP, the SKU, etc. Down here, the jackets only have the SKU. They don't have the MSRP. Another thing to note about the way that this works is it is actually going to store and show the actual viewer settings that you have. So in this case, this one has a different viewer setting in that it has a transparent background. So it's just going to actually show what's behind the viewer, whereas these ones do not. You see the actual environment of the viewer. Additionally, this one has hotspots added to it, so you can add hotspots to your products to kind of relay a little bit of extra information on individual products if you wish to. In the case of this example, these are all jackets and they're all the same jacket, so you may only want to do that for the first one in a group if that's how they're all set up. But then finally, the biggest new feature for these showrooms and why we've got these share links that you can now invite vendors to so that they can view this and have access to it and make edits to it are the order counts. As I mentioned, all this really is just a way for your vendors to submit the number of a product that they'd be interested in ordering. It's not going to actually order anything for them. It's not going to place any kind of purchase for them. It's just so that you can actually view these types of metrics and get an idea of the kinds of numbers that you're going to be working with. So they could just come in here and change it and then click the submit order. It would submit that. I'm going to have to go back into this. And then let's click on that. Let's see the share link. And you should be able to see down here, the one that I placed an order count, it's now 1. And this will show for all of them. You can have more than one share link, as I mentioned, for basically every vendor that you're going to be sharing these products with and prompting them for orders. Create a separate share link for them, invite the users that you need to invite, give them either editor or viewer permissions, and then they can start placing their order counts, and you can have a summary of what interest they have in your products. And that is about it for the new features for the showrooms.